Welcome back to the Cozy Cabin. I'm your Cozy Cabin mom, and today we're going to do a garden walkthrough update. I'm so excited because we are midway through garden season, and there are things that are popping right now. There are things that are about to explode, and there's some things that didn't take. And I'll go through all of the garden tea and drama that we have had this garden season, and then some mistakes that I've made, and also some things to look out for in your own garden at home. So right up front and center, we have our tromboncino squash. The tromboncino, it is large in charge, and it loves to trellis. Like, this is all one plant. It peaked really early in the season, and then we've only seen male flowers since. So we're hoping that she will kickstart into some more female flowers soon. I have been checking the roots. I've been checking the plant, making sure that everything looks good. I think she's just cycling, because the other tromboncino squash that we'll see at the end has a ton of female flowers. So, they kind of balance each other out. Cute little friends. All right, we've moved over a little bit to the second trellis, and this is where the gourds are sitting. So you can see these beautiful gourds. Actually, I like to call this gourd lane because there are just so many gourds here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in this one little area. And it's so crazy because the gourd forever just put out male flowers, like male flowers, male flowers, male flowers. And then all of a sudden sprang to life with so many female flowers. I think I have 20 gourds at least growing right now, just on this one gourd bed. Insane. All right, on to the watermelon, who's a little bit further in. She has created her first female watermelon flower, and it was pollinated yesterday. So you can see the flower head starting to come off, but the teeny tiny little watermelon underneath. And on the other side of this, I'll show you my second watermelon. That one also has its first female flower. Very exciting. All right, let's move on to the tromboncino at the very end. This is another massive tromboncino plant, and we have so many girl flowers on here. We also have a bunch of boy flowers. This one is pretty well balanced, honestly. Girl flower looks like it's probably going to open up tomorrow. This boy flower looks like it's going to open up tomorrow. Another girl flower down there. We have a bunch right here. And it looks like at the ends of the shoots that are going down, kind of sloping to this next archway, they also have a bunch of girl flowers at the end. So we really got to keep our eye on this tromboncino because she has spread out literally everywhere, in every direction, and is doing great on every end. So on my way to the chicken coop, I created this trellis of peas. It is purple beans, and back in the back, it's yellow wax beans. Hello, friends. Hi, my little kitty patooties. All the chickens coming to hang out to say hello. Chickens are great little garbage disposals because any plant that you have on your property that you don't want, you just put it in there, and they take care of it. You guys see Clementine in the back? That's her, my sweet girl. She's 3, my oldest turkey. Right here we have a pear tomato, and the pear tomatoes, let's see if I can find a ripe one. Ooh, it's down there. Let me grab a ripe one for us. All right, so grabbed a couple ripe ones for us. These are pear tomatoes. When they're ripe, they're yellow. When they're unripe, they're green. And it has really good flesh. I would say it's not on the juicier side, so you probably wouldn't use it to do anything with like juicing tomatoes, but the flesh is really good, the pulp is really good, and it's sweet. It's like a lot sweeter than a thick like Romano tomato you would imagine. Like, you could do a lot of sweet dishes with these pear tomatoes. I love pear tomatoes. I think I like to do balsamic, figs, pear tomatoes on toast, olive oil, sea salt, dynamite. Jalapenos are almost ready. So close. We also have the pickling cucumbers over here. This plant did have, and one of the things that I'm going to talk about is these worms that bore into cucumbers, melons, squashes, pumpkins, gourds, and they go into the stem and you have to cut them out. I found one in this cucumber, 3 in that pumpkin over there. And I haven't seen any others in this garden, but down in my lower garden, I saw more. So I know they're around. You have to cut them out, sprinkle cinnamon on the base, and then hopefully your plant comes back because, man, they can chew through so much. All right, here we have fennel, and it is huge. Huh, that's so crazy. Like that tall, almost shoulder height. And chives down here that are crushing it. Who else do we have over here? We have an artichoke. I've yet to see an artichoke grow yet, but the leaves are all there. Hypothetically, it should grow. We'll see. Lots of hollyhock, lots of volunteer chamomile, tomatoes looking great. All of those are volunteers as well. The gourd, remember the gourd from the other side, it is now wrapped this way, and you can see all these little gourds here wrapped this way, and I have continued it up this way so that it can trellis over the top of this. Right back here, this is actually apple mint. It's doing really well. I'm probably gonna do a little harvesting of it. Flowers are really pretty. So yeah, gourd on this side. These are the Scarlet Runner beans on this side. And I have them trellising up as well, and hopefully continuing to wrap up and around this pole. And then I can have beans all along the top there, which is very exciting. But they are starting to flower, so they might be done shooting out, which is fine. But this watermelon is continuing to wrap, which is great. And it has one little tiny, like I said, watermelon girl flower that has been pollinated. So she is going to start taking off, which is really cool. Then on other things that we have on this side, I have a little lemon tree that I started from seed. I have some more mint, lots of hollyhock, cantaloupe with no female flowers on it yet, but hopefully soon. A little bit of sage, and then those peas again, the wax beans and purple veins. So all good stuff. I did harvest all of the potato baskets, and I'm going to start a new potato basket this week. So we'll go over that next time. I love when all the trellises are full to the max of leaves and fruit and gourds. I feel like it just makes my heart so happy. While the other garden had a lot that went right, this garden had a lot that went wrong. So detrimentally wrong, but I think the main issue is that I did not fertilize any of this soil from last year because I had things that were growing in it from last year. I planted a fall crop almost, and because of that, I didn't fertilize in spring because I didn't want to rip anything out that was already growing. I wouldn't do that again this year. Anything that I'm going to plant as a fall crop, I'm putting outside of the garden, and whatever happens will happen because I don't want to mess up my soil again next year. I know gardens seem like you're growing plants, but what you're really doing is cultivating amazing soil. That is your entire job as a gardener. And so checking your soil's pH, checking your soil's temperature and humidity, and all of those things go into creating the best plants possible. And so becoming a soil farmer is really what's key here. And next year, I can't wait to do it so much better than this year. But here we have on the back wall, pinto beans. They did not do so hot. I did them kind of in an L shape wrapped around this whole thing. This back wall did much better than this wall, but again, not great. I do have a little Lusa back here, not doing so hot. I have a couple tomatoes, some ancho chilies, also not doing fantastic. Nasturtium tomato. You can see the pinto beans did not take to that back wall. And this was my fall crop. Black-eyed Susans, and they are magnificent. And I got a huge crop of them and actually cut out a bunch of them that took over the entire rest of the garden. This was what I put everything kind of in, was these Black-eyed Susans. And again, they're stunning. I am so glad that I have them. Next year, I will plant them outside of the garden and enjoy them just as much out there. And then get my soil back to the consistency that it should be to have a better garden next year. The sage also stayed in from last year. It was a seed last year, grew quite a bit, and now it's even bigger. Sage is looking fire. I do have a rather large tomato behind me. This one I started from seed in February, and it is also a carrot tomato, so I'm really excited to see him. I feel like I have a lot of really good luck with carrot tomatoes, and I love them so much. I did plant a bunch of different varietals kind of all around, but prepared tomato really takes off with us, so I think that's kind of what I'm going to be sticking with from here on out. I have an eggplant. I have no idea what this little weirdo is. Until we find out if that little guy is good or bad, I set him back down. We'll figure out what to do with him. But that's all from this garden. It really is just a few things kind of doing well from fall. Everything else is struggling, and I'm gonna fix that next year. The grapes behind me were doing so good at the beginning of the season, and then I decided to put mulch down because my dahlias got trampled because nobody knew that they were there. And so I put mulch down to differentiate, like, hey, there's plants here. And I decided to put mulch around the grapes as well because, you know, why not? I'll tell you why not. Because grapes do not enjoy being soggy at their roots. So take that mulch back at least 6 to 8 inches perimeter so that it can dry out completely at the roots. And hopefully it'll come back stronger next year, is what I'm hoping. One of these pumpkins got attacked really bad by those burrowing squash worm things. I should really look up what the name of those are, but regardless, they're bad. And they live in the stem of your squash. Cucumbers, melons, all of them are susceptible pumpkins. 2 of my pumpkins got it the worst, so hopefully this one comes back.
We do have some marigold back here. It's being attacked by something, but it's pretty strong, so hopefully it'll regrow.
Something very cool that I just learned about this year is that there are squash bees, and squash bees actually have some visiting right now. Squash bees only pollinate, well, not only, but specifically like to pollinate pumpkins and squash and cucumbers and melons and kind of everything in that family. And so they fly from flower to flower, and they have been doing an amazing job pollinating this year. Everything has just pollinated perfectly, and all thanks to these beautiful little squash bees. They're a little bit longer than regular honeybees, but about the same size and similar coloration, and I just adore them so very much. So, can't wait to see what kind of stash this one is. So this one has had only male flowers, and it is a volunteer squash, so I do not know what kind, but I'm very excited about it. And it does have a few small female flowers right now. I'm excited to find out what they look like as big squash or pumpkins. We'll find out soon, hopefully. This little gourd behind me is almost ready to be cut off. Very excited about that. We have another little one growing here and a little one growing here. This one has yet to be pollinated, but very excited for when it does. I do have another volunteer squash that is making its way this direction, which is very cool. And then we'll have that one trellis up and over, as well as this one does not have any female flowers on it at all yet, but I'm very hopeful that we will see some soon. It is really trellising beautifully at this point, kind of coming up and starting to get to the arch point. Thank you so much for stopping by the Cozy Cabin here at my garden midway through the season to learn with me, to grow with me, to discover with me. And also, if you have any tips or tricks for me, I'd love to see them. If you have any questions for me, please leave them below. And I hope to see you next time. Please stay subscribed so you don't miss any more of my content. Sending you so much love wherever you are in the world.